Hey, welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A, folks. I am your host, Johnny U. Thank you so much for coming on to watch it now, to watch it later, or to even listen to it on your Spotify's or your iTunes or whatever. I really appreciate you guys doing this. You know, I don't do it for the numbers. I do it to meet great people like you all. And this is an amazing thing to do, and I love it. But if you could, if you're new, hit a like and subscribe, make me feel all good inside. And then if you listen to it as Spotify, I find it interesting that I hadn't advertised the last three that were on Spotify. It was MTB Co-op with Cooper, the MTB Ferrells, Ed and Cindy, and who else? Oh, JT and Colin and Evan for the content creator camp. I didn't even advertise it, and I'm getting listens to it. It's such a cool thing to create something like this, and then to have you guys support it. It means the world to me. So enough of that. I'm really excited to talk to Blair and to find out about this amazing 3-day event that he spearheaded. He did it all, and my hat's off to him. Let's not even bring him on. Let's just say congratulations and we'll end it. No, I'm kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as Air Blair, but let's bring on Blair. Blair, what's going on, brother?
How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
How you doing?
Good. How's Florida?
Well, we've got a hurricane coming. It's going to be a Cat 4, I think, when it hits up the Panhandle. Luckily, that's the West Coast. I'm here on the southern East Coast, but we're going to get like some tropical storm, feeder band stuff from it. So we're good. We're good. How you doing out there?
We're good. Sunny. We had a heat wave there for a couple weeks that we're not used to. But yeah, it's good. Hanging in there.
What heat wave? What does that mean to you?
Well, for us, it's when it gets in the 90s, that's a heat wave. But we were getting it got up to 115, I think, 114.
Whoa.
And for a couple days, and that's not normal.
No, I was going to say
85, 90s hot for us.
Yeah. Well, we still have the feels like 105. It's really like 90 something, but the humidity just kicks it up. Oh, I don't even want to talk to you about riding right now because it just doesn't happen for me right now. And let's go into the chat real quick here.
Ah, awesome.
We got Kaz Ozeki. He's saying, "Hey, people." We got Mia and we'll talk about her. I guess she's okay. Yeah. We'll get to you, Mia. But I'm glad you got to make it. She's got a podcast this coming Tuesday talking about Rampage and the women in it. That's going to be I guarantee that's going to be a fun one. So mark your calendars. Tuesday, Women's Mountain Bike Network YouTube podcast. Boom. Holy cow! Again, Yarno, Fractured Rider. Hello there. We've got Finland in the house.
Wow.
Finland. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning there, or 4, something. I forget. Oh, say hello to Mehdi, the Trail Pimp.
Yeah, Trail Pimp.
Air Blair, my favorite SSB rider.
That's awesome.
And my wife. My wife is watching, of course. She's a sweetheart. MTB TNA greetings. Something that isn't 100% humidity, Johnny. Yes, it's okay. It's 3 a.m. in Finland. And Mr. Mehdi says, my brother lives in Laguna Hills, and he said it is hot. All right, there you go. Mr. Blair, talk to me about your mountain biking. You said you got into this sport pretty early.
Yeah, I lived in San Diego for right out of high school for 25 years, and I mountain biked since early 2001. I started mountain biking.
Okay.
And when I moved to Laguna Beach, I thought I was a mountain biker. Had tons of years experience, and Laguna Beach has a whole nother, it's world-class, steep, gnarly, crazy. So it was like learning mountain biking over again. But that's yeah, but I've been doing it for a long time. I rode BMX, rode road bike. I raced road bike when I was younger. And so yeah.
Oh wow. So you've had that racing in you because you
Yeah.
still are a racer.
Well, my wife says no. I last year might have been my last year. I did win 2024 Socal Enduro champion for my age and my class. So that'd be a cool thing to go out on a limb. But I love racing. I coach a race team, or one of the coaches, and I love it. It's amazing. It's amazing. The competitors, you become friends. It's family out there. But I got hurt a couple times last year that set me back pretty much. And it's like, man, maybe I should hang it up. But we'll see. When race season starts back up, I'll probably be out there again.
Us older kids start feeling the pain a little bit more and a little bit longer.
Yeah, our kids. No,
you.
What's that?
You're us older kids, I was saying.
Yeah, I'm 54. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I was older than you.
No, I'm old.
No, and that's fantastic, man. Wear that as a badge of honor, sir.
Right. I posted this last week, this meme on my Instagram. It's this guy. It's so cool, but it's going viral right now. But it just hits the spot of like, after we mountain bike and we leave us old guys and us riding with guys half our age, and he's just kind of pumped. So it's kind of cool. So yeah.
Viral. Isn't that fun? I'll go back to the. I had a goofy little thing where I made fun of my brother-in-law's bike when I was up in Connecticut, and that thing just keeps going. I've never had a reel that just keeps. It's gotten up to 75,000 views now.
That's awesome.
I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. What did I do right? Because
isn't that crazy? And then what's crazy, I do the social media for our youth mountain bike team and my alter ego, fun, joking Instagram, and then for the Laguna Bike Fest. But it's funny. It's like you make these videos and you think, oh, this is going to be so cool. That's going to, and like you get barely anything. And then one that you don't even think anybody's going to look at, that one goes 100,000, 200. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't get that, and it's a hit and miss. I'm not a huge influencer, but I just think it's funny. Like there's some I do that I'm like, that is some good comedy.
Yeah,
and it gets 300 views. So that's
I do want to give one shout out to you though, because a lot of people here or that I know, they don't watch you or know about you. And so this last couple of days when we've been posting it, everybody was like, "That guy is awesome." I'm like, "Well, follow him." So
oh wow, I appreciate that. Yeah. I've gotten a lot of hits today about how you're a legend. I was going to be funny, but you're a legend out there. Everybody knows. But hold on, here we go. Is this who we were just talking about?
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah,
it's called Tommy of Reckless Riders here in Tahoe, riding North Star. We were just talking about those guys before we came on.
Tommy's a good guy.
Holy cow. Crazy riders. Anywho, let's get back to you. This is about you, sir.
Okay.
So your love for bikes didn't start with mountain biking. It probably happened as a little boy like me, who you got under that Christmas tree at one morning. You're like, oh, and you got that shiny. It was got chrome.
Yeah.
You got that cool little straight bar and a cool grip.
Schwinn. Yeah.
Was that your first bike?
Schwinn was my first one. And then I had a paper route, and my bike broke. I got a cheap, I think it was a Raleigh. It was the one you get at Kmart, and I think everybody had it. I grew up in a lower class. We didn't have money, and so but I love bicycles. But we got it. It was like, I think it was a Kmart bike, and I loved it. And that broke, and so I got a paper route because I wanted a real BMX bike, and obviously, and this was early '80s, and that's when BMX really started going. And the bike I wanted was GT. I mean, that was the cool bike to get.
Yeah.
And it was expensive. And so I actually had two paper routes. My bicycle broke. So I rode, I'm not kidding. I rode my sister's Schwinn that was pink with tassels and a flower seat. And I did that for like, I don't know how many months doing a paper route just to save up to buy my BMX bike. But I ended up buying the frame and fork. And this bike shop, I wish I was connected with the guy still, because he really changed my life. He was so sweet to me. We bought the frame and the fork, and he hung it up on the back behind his counter. And every couple of weeks, when I would get my paycheck from the paper route, and I'm like 10 years old, I think. 10,
wow.
And I would go in and my full check, and I would already pick something, and whatever I'd order when it came in, he literally built it and had it on display. So it was really cool. So to come back around to that,
wow.
GT, Gary Turner, which is Gary Turner GT BMX. I mean, he's my idol. I've met tons of celebrities, and this guy I've never met. I'm like, he's my idol. And doing this bike fest, I got connected with him and his son, Craig Turner, and they're going to be at the bike fest. And Craig Turner, his son, built a GT. It's a 29-inch of the replica of my first bike, and gave it to me, donated it to me to promote for the bike fest.
Wow.
So yeah,
is that the one I used the thumbnail for?
I can't. No, that's Bassett. That's another cool company.
Okay.
We'll talk about them in a little bit. They donated that one also. So that's a really cool one.
So you're like me. I've always you and folks. I'm all over the place. You know this. I don't even know what I have to say. I love bikes. I just love them. And you call them art. And I've always said that about bikes. There's an art to them. There's a beauty to it. The lines, the different components, the way you can build them up to be yours. I mean, you can take it off the shelf, and then you can be like Medi Trail Pimp, and that's a blank canvas, and then you paint it. It's so beautiful. Have you always seen bikes that way?
I've loved them. Like I said, I looked at them as art, and I love cars too. So I love bicycles, and that's why the title of the Bike Fest for this year is called the art of the bicycle.
Yeah, I get all giddy because I used to build bikes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I used to just for fun. Like I've built a couple lowriders. I built a single speed back in the day when everyone was wanting a single speed with the bullhorn handlebars. Instead of the bullhorn handlebars, I got 75-inch ape hangers.
Wow.
I still have them. I got to make a reel
awesome.
of them. So I wanted, like everyone else is doing these little bullhorns. I was like,
that's awesome.
This pimped out.
Have you seen the 29-inch BMX bikes? The one that you used for the thumbtack?
Yeah, like the big rippers and stuff.
Yeah. So have you ridden them, or have you ever?
Oh, I've never ridden one.
They're so cool. I mean, they're like a beach cruiser, but we get to relive when we had the BMX, the little 20-inch. And SC Bikes, they're the ones that started it. They did it years ago. There's a big story on it, how they did it. But I actually hooked up with those guys and rode with them. In fact, they even donated a couple of those bikes to me.
Rippers, man.
Yeah, the Big Ripper's cool.
There's some about the Big Ripper, and I don't like it because I can't do a wheelie. Every kid I see on them can do one-handed wheelies forever, and they're like scraping their hand on the ground, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, so supposedly those are the best bikes for wheeling.
Okay, well maybe I should I got no place for a bike. I live in a town.
They're fun.
Little townhome. So you love bikes. This isn't a mountain bike festival. I'll get to the festival, but are you mainly a mountain biker, or are you just all over the place with bikes?
Yeah, I mean, mountain bike is what I love. I love to mountain bike, and I do it almost every day. And like I said, I'm one of the coaches for our youth mountain bike race team. But I love bikes. I have a 29-inch BMX bike that's a cruiser that I like to cruise on the boardwalk, and I do that once a week. And then I have a vintage bike. Actually, that's another story, but I have a vintage bike that I ride, and then, I mean, it's like a clunker but vintage, and I'll cruise that on the boardwalk too. And I love bicycles. So, but yeah, mountain bike is mostly what I do.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, MTB Farrell's came in now. They were hoping to make it.
That was a great interview you did with them. They're so sweet. I
don't think you could do a bad interview with them. They were so fun.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining, kids. So, I would normally just get in and we would just go full on your history, blah, blah, blah. But this one, I feel like there is so much about this that I just really want to dive right into the Laguna Bicycle Fest. Do you mind if we do that?
Absolutely.
Because everybody who's watching this probably already knows the legend, Blair. So, what possessed you to want to take on an event of this magnitude?
That's a good question. The Laguna Beach has a lot of history here, like a lot of history. There's legend. There's a group called the Laguna Rads. If you look them up, they're in the Mountain Bike Hall of Fame. Supposedly, they're like one of the groups that actually literally started mountain biking. I mean, it started in Marin, but they were doing the same thing. But they're in the Mountain Bike Hall of Fame. I ride with those guys sometimes. And Shimano started here in the canyon. Crank Brothers is here. Troy Lee Designs is here. So there's a lot of history and legends. Hans Ray, Richie Slay, Brian Lopes, they all live here and ride here all the time. So there's tons of history. Yeah. And so when I got into volunteering and coaching with the Laguna Canyon Riders, the youth mountain bike team, after some time, I found these guys were really supported by the big companies, Troy Lee and Crank Brothers and Shimano, all of them. I was like, wow, there's something to be said here. And I go to Sedona. I love Sedona Mountain Bike Fest. I love it. Sea Otter, Bentonville. I love those. But I was, and I'm friends with a lot of our mutual friends that are YouTubers, and they're always going and promoting all of them. Like, why isn't there something here though? Like, why don't we have something like Orange County is the mecca of bikes? Like BMX started in Orange County. And so I started looking into it and I'm like, it has to be in Laguna Beach. And then the location where it's going to be at, when I started really thinking that, I'm like, it has to be here. Cause I wanted it to be more, not this year, and nothing against any of the mountain bike festivals, but I don't want it just to be out in a field or a yard, whatever. I wanted it in a really cool, the Festival of Arts. It's this beautiful, like, I think it's $40 million structure.
It's crazy huge.
It's beautiful. And I'm like, it has to be there. But Laguna is really, it's the tight knit. There's like everybody, when you meet, they've been here 40, 50 years. Like, it's unheard of if someone's here for only 5, 6, and I've only been here 5, 6. And so, I mean, everybody's sweet, they're open arms, but it's very localized. Yeah. And any new restaurant that comes in, company comes in, I mean, they're just attacking that. Like, we don't want any of this new stuff in here. So when I decided, like, I'm really going to go for this, and originally it was going to be a mountain bike festival. Okay. I'm like, it has to be at the Festival of Arts, which is almost impossible because you can't rent that place. You can't get that place. And then second, if the city got any negative, I didn't want any negative vibes. Like, if there's any negative vibes, I'm gone. I'm done. And so my wife and I, we volunteer at the Pageant of the Masters, which is at the Festival of Arts all summer. So I had my foot in the door with the Festival of Arts. We volunteer every summer, all summer, every day. Oh, there you go. And so I shared it with them, and they were just like, yeah, this is cool. And I'm like, wow. And so they said, fill out the application, do this. And so I sent it in, and months went by, I never heard anything. And then I started talking to a good friend of mine, John B., that he's really big in the bike community. And he's like, why don't you do all bikes? You love bikes. We love BMX. Why don't you make it all bikes? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of a good idea. And then when I started thinking, oh, yeah, let's bring all the community together. Let's bring all of them. So then I still never heard from the festival. And all of a sudden I got a call, and they said, let's meet. And I'm thinking this is the first step. Like, we're going to go through all the red tapes and all that. And they said I was approved. And then I said, what? And then I said, do I have to go to the city and get them to approve now or whatever? They go, no, that's what we've been working on this last 4 months. I'm like, wow. So now I'm like, wow, we really have something that's going to happen.
And then when you got the approval, were you just like, oh, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is really gonna happen. Yeah, so and then it just snowballed from there. And like Hans Ray, he's a legend, a legend. I mean, I ride with him sometimes, and he was the first guy I wanted to go to when I got the approval for. I wanted to go to him because he's ridden with GT for probably 50 years. He's a Laguna local legend. He's a legend around the world in the bike world.
Wow.
And so I reached out to him and Richie, and I just wanted to share. I wanted to say, hey, this is basically get their blessing, and not that I needed it, but just out of respect, And so they sat down and they met me, and they were really cool about it. But Hans was just pretty much going, that's great, but so many people have tried this, and good luck. I mean, he basically told me,
yeah.
I mean, he wished me the best. He hoped, but he's like, buddy. And then I asked, well, I want you to host it. Will you be a part of it? And he goes, well, I'll help you, but go get some sponsor. Go see what happens first, and then get back to you. So every month he'd either text me or like, how's it going? Or I'd text him, and it just started snowballing. I mean, it just kept snowballing. And but back up just a little bit, right before that, after I talked with him, when I did start talking to some of the big bike brands, they were like, buddy, this is the worst time to do a bike fest. Like, the bike industry is suffering. Like, we really don't have budgets. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
And then when I talked to Hans, he said the same thing. He's like, this is the worst year that you're planning on doing it. But then I started thinking, I'm like, no, this is the right year. If we're all suffering, the bike shops, the bike industry, let's get together. Let's promote it. Like, let's make it. So that's been my inspiration. So some of the big bike brands that I talked with at the very beginning, and I don't know if they were just blowing me off or what, but they're like, hey, great, that sounds cool, but we don't have the budget, maybe next year. Those same guys came to me just a few months back and signed up. They wanted to be a part of it after they started seeing what's really happening.
You're getting the word out. It's not just it's not just YouTubers going to this. It's dads and moms bringing their little daughters and boys, get them excited about it. Maybe the youth bikes might jump up, because we're all old and we can afford bikes now anyway.
And that's one of the other inspirations too. Was I ride with Richie Slade sometimes and Hans and these legends, and we have our kids, like, they are top notch. Some of them are nationally ranked racers. And I was riding with Richie Slade one time. We stopped for lunch, and we saw a couple of our kids that were on the team, and they're like 13, 14 years old. And I introduced them to Richie, and they're all, nice to me. And then they left. So the next day at practice, I said, do you know who that was? And they're all, no. And I said, that's Richie Slade. He's a legend. He was the first guy to win Red Bull Rampage. Like, he's on the cover of every magazine. So that was the other inspiration to make it where it's, we're going to have a bike museum. There's going to be the history, telling the story of the bike. So it's like to kind of and bring back, the legends that really the reason why we're mountain biking, to kind of give homage to them and lift them up and kind of put them in the spotlight again too. So
this is oh God, the undertaking. I have trouble just getting this thing going. Yarno, sorry. Like they said in Wayne's World, if you book them, they will come. Hey, who do we got here? How do you pronounce that? Anthracite SXF XSF. I keep saying F. Mafia. We need more manufacturer demo trucks coming in and supporting LBS distributors. All right. Sorry. Mia, we're still here. Richie is an amazing free skier too. Was in tons of movies. Wow. Amazing. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. So back to the festival. This is the first one?
The first one. Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I thought this has happened before, but yes, this is the first one. It's been years in the making.
Yep. And we're approved for 10 years, I think, whatever. Like, we can keep doing. I mean, that's my goal. Is I want it to be every year. I want it to be a staple of Laguna and Southern California, and help support the bike shops and the bike brands, and just bring the bike community together.
Now, I'm guessing you probably have a family.
I do, a wife and a daughter.
And you have a job?
I do. Well, that's another story. But I'm an architecture designer and construction stuff. But this last year has been really tough financially. that part for some reason. I just started a new career literally on Monday. So I had this whole new career start and then have this going. So
I know this is where I was going. You got family, you got a job,
yeah,
you got your own life, and then now you go, bring me a festival to take care of now.
yeah, right.
Was it like every free second you had, you were on the phone?
Oh yeah,
Trying.
my wife thought I was on. My wife would thought I'm on the phone always constant. She thought I was just playing games or on Instagram doing something. She didn't understand. I'm literally 24/7 just working, promoting it, the bike fest. So, but now she gets it. She understands.
So, and getting to organize this, did you lay out a plan like, this is who I want? This is who I want.
Yeah.
This is what I want. Like, how did that process happen? In the fact, like, you got your venue. Now what do I do? Mom, what do I do now?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I did. I had a vision. Like I said, I'm an architecture designer, so I can already see the finished product before. So I really envisioned telling the story of the bike. It not just being a festival. It to be. We're going to have a bike museum. I have these collectors that are displaying the bikes. There's some bikes that are going to be on display. They've never been in publication. They've never been seen together. They're actually going to be together. Some of the very first bikes ever made, built are going to be here. So it's literally like from 1860s on. So when you first come in, it's going to be a bike museum. And it's going to, tell the story of the bikes. And then you go into the bike show and bike stunts and kids crafts and stuff. So I had the bike museum vision, and then like I said, Hans Ray was like, I want him there. Richie Slade, the Laguna locals, because there's so much history, and they've been really cool with me. But yeah, those were the guys, and then there were some other bike brands that I really wanted, but their budgets or whatever. I'm sure they'll be next year, but pretty much everybody that I wanted and ended up talking to came on board. Yeah.
My sister just dropped in. Thanks for your support, Sarah. Oh, by the way, folks, that right there is my last name. I go by you. It's a lot easier. Can you pronounce it? There. So anywho, I got to tell you, Blair, do you still? Actually, Blair, do you still fly helicopters?
I don't. I'm retired. I did it for almost 7 years. Now and it was an instructor for a little bit, but yeah, no, I don't. My wife said it's a little too dangerous when we had our baby. So
yeah. So here's the thing. Back to the bike museum. That part to me is the price of admission right there. To see the progression and the technology of bikes, and you're going to have it like that. It's going to be a progression.
Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. So I'm designing these basically displays. So they'll be like in like a museum type cases, the bikes, and then there'll be a backdrop behind it that will have either New York City or whatever it's telling the story. So it'll be really cool, and then it'll have a place card that explains it, and then we'll have someone that, if you want, you can do the tour and they'll explain each bike. But I mean, there's amazing bikes that are going to be here, not just the museum bike too, but the only thing was with those, I had guys that because I ride once a month with this vintage bike group, and had been talking. They were supportive forever about it, and so they connected me with this one guy out of San Diego that has the most beautiful, priceless bike. I mean, he has everything, and I knew that was the guy I needed to contact and work. And people told me before, so the guy's not going to loan bikes, or he's not going to display his bikes. He might talk to you, and I reached out to him, and about a month, he never returned my calls. I'm like, dang it. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, he called, and we talked for about an hour and a half on the phone about bikes. We just hit it off. He invited me down, and my jaw just dropped when I went and saw these bikes. I'm like, oh my gosh, these are my dream. Everybody needs to see these. And then he had a friend that has one of the biggest collections. I can't say where the bikes are, but he invited me and let me go in there. And then they literally said, tag which bike you want. So I'm literally tagging a piece of tape on. I want that bike. I want this bike. I want this bike. He goes, okay, well, we're going to display those. I mean, like priceless bikes. Beautiful. So that was a blessing in disguise too.
What is that? What was it like? Jay Leno's garage? He just opened up like this big warehouse, and you were like,
It's big. No, it's bigger than that. It's in this very undisclosed area. I mean, I couldn't take pictures. I couldn't show anything because I mean, obviously, it's in a really private area. But you go through this neighborhood, you would never know this property's here. But Jay Leno's been there many times. In fact, Jay Leno was trying to buy. The guy collects motorcycles too, and Jay Leno's been there. But it's bigger than Jay Leno's. I mean, huge. It's just amazing, and just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bikes and motorcycles. And like 2 and 3 of them.
You're like a kid in a candy
store. I was
store.
just like, and he's like, just tag which one you want. Yeah. Oh, it was awesome. So then, so now I get to share them with everybody.
Oh, that's amazing. How do you get hooked up with these people? I know. You're a legend. But seriously, how did you how were you able to maneuver all that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's meeting people and talking with them. Yeah, and asking, yeah. And sharing the same, we all were bike enthusiasts and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So with this, you get the ball rolling. How's the excitement going now that you're starting to pick up some steam?
Oh, now it's very stressful. It's very scary.
Near the end, I'm sure it's like.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it's done. We have everything lined up. But now, like literally, we're 1 month away, and that's like, wow, we're 1 month away. And I started this 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, I'm like, it is what, and all of a sudden we're 30 days away. But it's been super exciting because I knew in my heart what I wanted to share, and I wanted it to be. But a lot of people that I shared, they were nice and supportive, and this sounds fun, and we'll probably be there type thing. But I really knew what I wanted to share and to get, and I knew what bands I wanted, and just to have all that together is exciting. But yeah, no, it's scary, it's stressful, it's like a duck,
That's where I was going. I mean, are you going to be able to enjoy it, or are you just going to be pulled in every single direction?
So, watching some experience with some of our mutual friends that are YouTubers that are doing some amazing festival type things, and seeing that they're so busy, and other festival directors and stuff, they're just so busy and they can't really enjoy. I mean, I can't speak for them. I assume they're just. I made a promise that one of the days there's a big ride. We say it's not a race, but it's a race. It's the only bike ride that's ever been permitted in Laguna Beach, and the longest. It's the 10th year anniversary.
Wow!
And we're bringing that on Saturday of the festival, and I've ridden it the last 5 years, and I promised myself no matter what, I'm gonna ride that ride, and it's a 3-hour ride, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I have a project manager that I hired, which is amazing, and he's gonna be the main guy that just the logistics and all that, so I can kind of back up a little bit and enjoy it a little bit. So
again, hats off. This is such a huge undertaking, because we'll get to the point of what you've got going on here. You've talked about a bicycle museum. You've talked about that now there's going to be a group ride that you want, but folks, there is so much more. I feel like you're going to have one of those little headsets in, little walkie-talkie, be like, okay, we got the podcast stage ready. Podcast stage ready. Where is the bike? And there was one bike missing. And there's just so much.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot.
My buddy's son is watching over there in Maryland. My buddy Giggles, his son's watching. Thanks for supporting, man. Appreciate it. So we'll get to what you got going on there. Let's talk about what else you got going on there. Let's talk about the music. Let's just throw this out there. Music. Who's playing there?
So every one of them, it's been almost, I almost want to say spiritual, like it's been just meant to be. But all of them that I went and saw, one of them is Corday. She's an amazing artist, one of the funnest, and I know funnest isn't the right word, but she's just the funnest. She had the crowd going. She's a big supporter of LGBTQ group and all that. And I had so much fun. I'm like, this girl has to play at our festival. She's just so awesome. And we'll talk about the Women Mountain Bike Network, but anyways, so she's going to be playing there a couple days with her band. She's amazing. We have 2 local guys that are going to be playing that are absolutely amazing. The Tijuana Dogs have this huge following. They are the most energetic bands I've ever seen. And every time you go see them, there's 2,000-3,000 people watching them. And they just, what's that?
Are they like punk?
No, they're everything. I mean, they're just any dance music. They might play Vanilla Ice to,
okay,
to anything. They play, I mean, old funk music. They're just amazing. And in the crowd, and I went and watched them 4 times now. And in the crowd, I mean, there's from 15-year-olds to 95-year-olds, and everybody's dancing. I mean, they're just a really cool guy. And he's his story is pretty special. His wife was on the helicopter with Kobe Bryant, and she died, obviously. And so that's kind of his story. And he's, struggled with that for many years. And I can't speak for him, but he's an amazing guy, super big heart. So he's going to be playing. They're actually the grand finale. And then I hooked up with, in fact, he's going to be our host on Friday and Saturday. His band is Good Guys in Black, and they're kind of punk, a little rougher, but awesome. They're going to be playing that Sunday also. So we're going to have a bunch of different type of music, but live music all day from 1 to 7.
And this is 3 days straight all day?
3 day, yeah. Yeah. So all the group rides and the clinics and stuff will be in the morning, and then at 1 o'clock the actual festival opens, and that's when the party starts. And it's set up. The bike festival's set up where it's not your typical. You just kind of walk through and maybe get something to eat and leave or ride. This is set up, and everybody will understand it. It's set up like a home base, like kind of like the Cool House on the corner where all the kids hang out. You might do a group ride, and there's a lot of people that are going to be coming from out of town too. So it's not just, Laguna or Orange County. You might do a group ride and come in and, watch a stunt show or whatever and see the bike museum, and then go back home or go back to your hotel and then come back for the live podcast and live music. And then maybe the next day you come and do group rides and then go home and come back we got 3 amazing films that we're playing. They're documentaries all about bicycle. There will be Q&A afterwards. So it's kind of just a hangout and come and go, not just, I mean, I'm sure some people will be there for all day, but it's more just kind of come and go. There's so much going on.
I mean, there's going to be food and beverages as well. So, I mean, you could stay all day, take a break. You said, I saw a video there's going to be bean bags.
Oh yeah, there's going to be, and that's another thing. So there's tons of places to hang out. And that's another one of my visions. There's going to be tons of places to hang out. And my vision for this too is to tell the story. Like everybody just sitting down, relaxing, got live music. You watch the stunt show, the live podcast, but to sit down, just tell the story. Like, why did you ride, or what do you like? And the whole thing with bringing all the bikes together too. It's like, like maybe you mountain bike and you've never gravel biked, but they're the same guy sitting right next to you, and he's like, oh, I mountain bike. You should try gravel, or somebody's mountain biking and talking to me. I'm like, have you ever did the 29-inch BMX? No. So that's kind of the core of what this is all about.
So Maddie wants to know, how can we find you at the festival? He's going to be the guy running around looking crazy mad with a lot of sweat.
Yeah, but thank you.
I mean, how can they find you? I mean, does
it mean the actual bike fest, like the website, or me personally?
No, you.
Oh, me? Oh, I'll be there. I'll be everywhere.
Yeah, he's gonna be everywhere. He's gonna be running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
We're gonna be doing group rides in the morning. I'll be there all day. Yeah, we'll be there. You can hang out.
Zach is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Tumor Warrior. Thanks, brother. Tumor brings up a thing. You're talking about other people having doing festivals, other creators doing festivals. I've been to the Adam Mox the last couple of years, and like, you're going to be busy. Like, Adam doesn't ride. Like, you're focused. You've got an event going on. You've got. So I find it interesting that you are going to you're like, I'm going riding.
Well, that's what I promised myself. That's what
Yeah.
I'm planning on. Yeah.
Oh,
But like I said, I have a project manager that's going to be running the logistics and the kind of I can kind of step back a little bit. I kind of put it together and then just let it run, hopefully. But I want to be engaged. I want to ride. I want to do group rides. And like Adam Mock, I mean, he was the very first person I talked to. He's the one that did my logos,
nice.
all my marketing stuff. He's been a sweetheart. And Adam and I have been very close, with the whole mental health issues, or not issues, but situation, and very open about it. So I've been a huge, actually for the last 20 years, advocate for mental health and suicide awareness. And so like we have, in fact, we're going to be talking to the Bomber crew. They're going to be there, and we're going to do some promote like group rides. I hooked up and going to be collaborating with this group. They're more BMX, called You Matter, and they're huge on suicide awareness. So there'll be a bunch of those type of rides. We'll have clinics and more like talks. Because at the festival we have a huge forum theater. I mean, like a beautiful historic theater. So in those, there'll be times when there's, so there's going to be something for everybody. So
yeah, I mean, mental health,
well, yeah.
right? Music, food, drink. Talk to me just personally, the podcast stage. What is this?
Yeah,
I'm missing out on it. Maybe next year.
I know. I invited you. You're one of my.
Yeah,
So
my vacation's out.
Yeah, it's. I'm literally we're building so there's a main stage at the festival, and then next to it we're building up a podcast stage that they'll have like plexiglass and couch and the cameras and stuff, and that'll be like the Women Mountain Bike Network. They're going to be doing a podcast, a few there. Mark the Segment, the Dirty Knob, the Legend BMX podcast crew. So every hour or so in between, they'll be interviewing pro athletes from past and present and other things. So yeah, the podcast is what I thought would be really cool. And you inspired me for that. You, Mark, and Adam, and all those guys. So
yeah, and I was honored. I was honored that you reached out to me to do it, and just scheduling and vacation. I work for the man, and I only get so much time off. But thank you for the invite. How'd you get hooked up with the women's? I mean, I know do you know Mark? You know Mark.
Oh yeah, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mark's been. Yeah.
How'd you get hooked up with me and the Women's Mountain Bike Network?
Yeah, through social media and through Mark and them, and then I reached out to her. That they had to be there, like a part of it, and she was really open arms, and she offered they're going to do some clinics and big promotion for the women biking group, and they're going to do podcasts. Hopefully, I think a couple. But speaking of Rampage, there was a kind of a question mark, because when we had got and talked about it, Red Bull Rampage was set for all of October. So it could have been during my festival. Oh. And what was scary, just up to just a few weeks ago, I think it was, or probably a month ago, I have, Troy Lee Designs, they're bringing in some heavy hitter, and I can't mention them yet, but they've won the Red Bull Rampage and they're going to be there. But they were planning on have them, and then we didn't know for sure. And YT's also bringing some Red Bull Rampage and pro athletes, but we didn't know. It was like all of a sudden it's coming out. Red Bull Rampage is starting to market, and it was starting to sound like, oh my gosh, it's going to be during the festival. And Mia's already committed. They're doing a big thing with Red Bull Rampage. She goes, I would love to, but I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off. And then I'm also thinking, oh my God, all these pro athletes that are not going to be able to be there. So I was biting my nails there for a while, and then all of a sudden the word came out when it was going to happen, and then Mia called me and said, oh my gosh, we can do it. And then Troy Lee called me. They called and said, okay, it's going to happen.
Wow, it locked in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love.
But I'm very thankful to Women Mountain Bike Network. I'm so impressed with what they do. They're awesome.
Every one of them are amazing. Me and Mia do like this when we're in person together, but she knows I love her like a sister. I do have a sister. She's on the podcast right now. No, but she's amazing, and what she's doing for the community and biking is just second to none. How about Buddy Cam Zink?
That's I can't say it.
Okay, he's not saying anything yet. So
But
what else you got?
it very could be.
So what else you got? You got podcast, music, food, drink, film.
Yeah, so we have a theater, and we're going to have Trendsetters is an amazing story about disabled bicyclists. I mean, amazing. And we haven't confirmed yet, but every film that we do, we're going to do a Q&A, and usually probably the athletes in it or the riders or somebody will be there. We haven't confirmed with them yet because they're, we've confirmed it's all going to happen.
Yeah.
If who's going to be there for the Q&A. There's another film called Hot Tubes for Life is an amazing documentary about this bicycle race team. And actually one of our alumni racers from our youth mountain bike team raced on that team. And so there'll be a Q&A of that afterwards. And then Shimano's got some of the films we're going to be playing, and we've got word that some of those athletes that are pretty well known that are going to be there for Q&A. And then the movie Rad, which is the legend. It's the BMX and all bikes from, it's amazing. We're going to be showing that, and Bill Allen, which played Prue Jones in the movie, he's going to be at the festival all 3 days. And he's going to be there for the Q&A afterwards. And then Eddie Fiola, the BMX legend of all time, he's going to be at the festival, and he's going to be a part of that Q&A of the movie Rag, because he was the stunt rider. He was the rider. He was the rider. And then Bob Harrow, the legend Bob Harrow, is going to be there for 3 days, and he's an amazing artist, amazing musician. And I'm hoping we can hopefully get him on stage, but we'll see what happens on that. But so to have Bob Harrow there too is awesome. So yeah.
I had a Harrow once. I had a Harrow Revo 9.
Wow.
And I had the pegs and everything. All I can think about is Rad is send me an angel. Send me an angel right now. Remember that? They were in the gym and he's wearing a tuxedo. That's all I can think of.
I think it was the 40th anniversary of that movie a few years back.
Wow.
And it was playing in the theaters, and Adam Mock and I actually went and saw it together. It was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Tara, I meant to say a sister I never wanted. It came out wrong. I'm live. I messed up. You're a great sis. She supports me. So, oh my, you set all this up.
Yeah.
Like on a serious note, like just even the people that are watch the movies. How did that come about? Like,
I don't know. Honestly, you know what? I would literally start early in the morning. I'd be writing stuff down, and that's what I'm big. I just get it all on paper, and I like the movie Rad had to be there, and I had to have Eddie Fiola. And I never met Eddie up to just a year ago. I've never met Eddie Fiola. And he was my hero. I had his poster. He was raced for my favorite bike, GT. He was a legend. And I knew he lived here. And I reached out to him. And his one of his main managers that runs it put us together. And man, when we met, it was like, we hugged when we met, and I hung out with him, and we filmed, and he promoted the Bike Fest right off the bat, and he was just on board, and that's the way it's been. Just everyone that I've reached out to, and I'm talking like all my heroes, legends, and I would tell them straight up, going, I'm blown away that we're even talking right now, and you're going to be a part of it. So pretty cool.
This whole festival is it's about you. It's for you to meet your legends.
Yeah, right. One thing that has been cool though is that I have gotten some pretty cool bikes and stuff from this whole thing. So I've been like giddy, like a little 10-year-old boy that I was, man. It's awesome.
You're like, can I keep this?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Todd Lyons is he is Mr. SE Bikes. Legend, and I rode with them, their group. There was 2,000 of them riding, and met him. And he was one guy, he was always really cool to me. But that guy is, I mean, you want to talk busy. I mean, he's in China one day, and then he's in, I mean, just huge, very, very busy. And I mean, I started feeling like I'm just the guy that's just bugging the crap. I mean, he's going to block me. But I was persistent. I was like, this guy has to be, it's SC Bikes. And he would, you know, I wouldn't hear from him, and then he'd finally get a quick text like, I'm busy, Blair. I'll get back to you. And then all of a sudden, he sent a couple bikes for us to promote, and just,
wow,
it's really cool. Yeah.
Well, now will people be able to buy bikes there?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have Specialized as one of our big sponsors, and Rock and Road is another local bike shop that's affiliated with. Well, actually, I think Specialized owns now, and they'll be doing demo bikes, and you can buy them. YT, which I love, they're going to be there. They're going to be doing demo bikes, and we're actually going to be doing shuttles also down to their main, one of their main showrooms is in close by. So we've collaborated with them. They've donated some bikes for us to raffle off. GT Bicycles has been amazing. They've donated a lot of bikes to raffle off and auction. Buddy H Designs became a really good friend of mine. He is amazing bicycle art. He builds vintage bikes, but they're more like retro mode. Actually, it's this bike right there.
Yeah, that one, the Laguna Bicycle one.
Yeah, he's just an amazing artist painter. He's painted for a lot of celebrities, and he's actually, I mean, so he did this bike for me, and we're going to actually auction this off.
Wow.
And all that money that we raffle or auction, it goes to All Kids Bikes, and we'll talk about them more, but it's All Kids Bikes and Ride for Autism. So yeah,
I need a break. You're wearing me out, just all this stuff that you've got going on. And you've got a pump track there.
Yeah, it's a portable module. It's a modular pump track.
Yeah.
We're still working on, I don't know if we're going to pull it off this year. There's a couple things we're for sure next year is going to be, we have a big road bike race that it sounds like we're going to pull off for this year. That will, I mean, big, like 60 mile and 100 mile, I think, race. We're working with a group, California Gravel and Think Gravel. It's Friday, to hopefully collaborate with them to possibly, that'll probably be next year for a race, but they're definitely going to do some group rides and stuff. But there's a parking lot right next to the festival, because the festival is really, really big, the grounds, but it's not just this huge park for unlimited space. So it's tight space. So this one parking lot I'm trying to work at is to get a jump, the airbags jump, and then we have the pump track, and then like the trials type trick.
Cool.
We're trying, but the modular pump track will be there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we have 8 miles down this where I ride sometimes. Is they have a pieced together pump track. Yeah. Zach would like to know, what's the price to enter the raffle? I'll assume it'll be more than $5. Actually, no.
The raffle, they're going to be $20 for 20 tickets.
Yeah.
And all 100% of the proceeds go to All Kids Bikes, Ride for Autism, which is our friend Manny, and Laguna Canyon Riders, and our local youth bike organizations. So most of it will go to All Kids Bikes, and the reason is that we're already confirmed and agreed. We're given, I think it's 50 bikes. I think it's even bigger, to a local. We can't say the school yet, but we've already contracted with them. And it's going to be a surprise the day before the festival, either 2 or 3 days before the festival, or the day before that. We're going to actually surprise them with Brian Lopes, the legend Brian Lopes, because he's the one that actually connected me with All Kids Bikes. And we're going to surprise them and give the whole kindergarten class, I think there's 3 kindergarten classes, bikes. And then that whole program, it's not just giving the school bikes. It's also pays to educate and teach the teachers how to teach the kids how to ride bikes, and maintain them, how to ride them, and the techniques, and how to take care of them, and safety and all that. So it's an amazing program that All Kids Bikes do. So we're for sure doing one school, but my goal is to do, I mean, obviously I want to do as many as we can. So 100% of the proceeds go to the raffle and the auction. Will go towards that. And the auction is going to have a lot of bikes. We have, I think, 3 or 4 GT bikes, a beautiful mountain bike, a gravel bike, a Star Wars edition Mandalorian BMX bike,
Wow.
Specialized mountain bike. YT has a bike that we're going to be, at least one that we're going to be given, an SE bike. So there's a bunch of bikes, and then tons of cool stuff from like Troy Lee, Crank Brothers, and all the cool stuff. So
yeah, $20 for $1 a ticket.
Yeah, and if you purchase your tickets, pre-purchase your ticket to the festival, even a day or a 3-day, you automatically get entered you get one enter per ticket automatically. And our ticket system is really cool because you already get your registration, your QR code for the ticket, so you're already entered in to win. So if you just buy a ticket to the festival right now, you don't you automatically get entered without even buying a raffle ticket.
I'll just say take a C note and buy a bunch of them. Throw them in the box here, throw them in the box there, throw them in the box there. You win a bike.
You win a bike, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is great. Mr. Medi Trail Pimp brings this up. How about a big shout out to MTV Manny, SSB rider? This was going to bring me to my next question. Vendors. Are there going to be tents out there?
We're going to have vendors. So my main goal, eventually, it's going to be, because I'm an architecture designer, eventually it's going to be designed where there's like a bike shop, and that's going to be a vendor, like a cool storefront like Disneyland, you know. But right now they're either going to be set up like more like a bike exhibit or a bike show. But there will be tents also. But yeah, we'll have vendors. I'm going to read off. Can I just read off shout out? Because these guys have been supportive. So Crank Brothers, GT Bicycle, YT, Specialized, Bassett BMX, Gary Turner BMX, Rad Designs, Buddy H Designs, Spec 9, Up Energy Popcorn, Unspoken, our boy Brett, Fix Manufacturing, 7 Point CBD, which I absolutely love. That's changed my life. Better Bolts, Journey Optic, Liat, Servio, OCMTV, Good Dirt Ride, Bob Haro, Steve Caballero, Eddie Fiola, Hollywood Mike Miranda, Monarch 9, Tommy, Reckless Riders, his awesome restaurant, which is absolutely amazing, is going to be there and giving some of his cool food. So that's just some of them. Oh, and then Beatbox Beverages. And it's kind of a bummer because I just stopped drinking about a month ago just to get ready for the festival. But Beatbox Beverages is so cool. It's this alcoholic drink that's in a box, really cool, and they're big music venue type stuff. So they're supporting our music venue. And then Rivian. So Rivian, the car Rivian, they're one of our big sponsors. They're actually giving us a car, a Rivian, for a couple weeks. That's going to be wrapped leading up to the Bike Fest. They're hosting our VIP party that's the day before for all the pro riders and the vendors at their theater. This theater is absolutely beautiful. They're going to be shuttling the pro athletes and guests back and forth from the hotel with their Rivians, and then the Rivians are going to be on display there, and you can actually test drive the Rivians there. So shout out to Rivian. Rivian's been so cool. They've been really cool.
Brother-in-law just
and then Laguna Beer Brewery. That's obviously our local beer company, which are absolutely amazing. I've been friends with a couple of them and mountain bike with them and known them. They've sponsored our youth mountain bike team. And then Mother Earth, which Mark's sponsored with, and we all know, one of our favorite beers. When I reached out to them, they were gung-ho. And I said, they have to be those are the two I want. But then I was worried, like, are they going to be competing or whatever? We'll come to find out they collaborated together. They're making a special beer for the Bike Fest. In fact, I just got the label a couple days ago. It's so cool. They are actually making a special brew beer, bottled or canned beer for the Bike Fest. So yeah, that's pretty much some of the vendors. Yeah,
that's awesome. Holy cow! I mean, folks, if you're not going,
Women Mountain Bike Network, they're obviously there. They're going to be there. Yeah. Generation MTV, my boys. Generation MTV. Shout out to those guys. Those guys from the very beginning, they're one of the ones. Brett Unspoken, Generation MTV, those guys were some of the guys that I shared with, and obviously Tommy Reckless Riders, that I was sharing the vision 3 years ago. And they were always supportive, and they always said, and even Generation MTV, I mean, I think they do fundraiser, but they're not a business. They're not a company. Yeah, and they literally sponsored and paid for a vendor space to promote and help, obviously, us and the bike community. So shout out to them. They've been a huge supporter. So.
I want to hold you. It's so impressive. I feel like I'm already having FOMO. You know, you got Marty, folks. New Zealand.
Hey, Marty.
Everybody knows Marty. Yes, Marty. Where did he put it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? What a lineup. I mean, you just pretty much have everyone in the business coming to this. And this is, I always laugh at this question, but when you sit back 3 years ago with an idea, and now all of this, everything you've told me for the last hour is coming together. What's going on inside here?
It's scarier than heck. It's so scary. It's emotional. I'll laugh sometimes. I cry sometimes. It's scary, because 3 years ago it was like, it's a dream. Hey, this sounds really fun, and then it's really happening, and then for a good cause, and what it's doing, it's amazing. And I had the blessing to put my to festival and what we're putting together, but the whole thing is I had the opportunity to it. We got the property that's amazing, and I just wanted to share it. It's not about me. I want it to be the bike community. I had the opportunity to put it all together, and now it's like, let's all run with it. And I want, keep all the negative vibes and all that. There's no judgment. Just come and have fun. I want the road bikers to hang out with the mountain bikers to hang out with BMX, like just the moms, the kids, the pro riders, the wannabe riders, the old guys like us, the young guys, just everybody come together and have fun and love bicycles. That's what it's all about.
He says it, Mehdi says it best. Sounds amazing, bro. And I don't know if this might be Ed or Cindy. Hi, Blair. So good seeing you on with Johnny talking about your dream. It's an honor to actually have you on, the legend, on to talk about his dream and to have it come to fruition. Wow. We're not done. I know you want to get off here and get on with your life and keep going, but I'm pulling up, if you're listening, not on Spotify or something, I'm pulling up LagunaBicycleFest.com. And here is where you can actually purchase the tickets. And I'm telling you, a 3-day ticket just sounds like it's a must.
Well, and I'll do what I was going to do. In fact, we didn't talk about it. I'll do a QR. I'll do a special code that I'll do a Johnny U 30. We'll do 30% off for the festival. So the 3-day ticket ends up being like nothing. So
wait a minute.
So yeah.
You just got a Johnny U?
Yeah, Johnny. We'll do a Johnny U 30.
How about an MTV Q&A code?
Okay, MTV Q&A code. Okay, we'll do that.
Oh, I've never had a code. Oh my gosh. So this is out there right now.
Not yet. I'll when we get off, I'll set it up.
No, I know, but I mean, you're going to offer them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, how much?
30% off. 30% off. Day or 3 day.
You made this little boy's dream come true. I got a code, folks. I got a motherfucking code. Oh, they're saying thank you.
Johnny, what's awesome too is, through Mark and all, Adam and all that. I mean, when I first started watching, you had like what, 25 followers or something, or I don't remember. Like I remember from the beginning, I watched and followed you, and I remember showing my wife and some friends you, and like I said, they were just all, this guy's awesome, and I always thought, how does this guy only have a few followers? What is going on? This guy's amazing. But then I found out you did interview you had a big thing. This was a new mountain bike Q&A, so it's cool to watch you grow, and like this is amazing. So it's an honor for me too to be on it. So.
Go cry for a minute. I'll be right back. Adam Mock is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about your ears burning. Is this where the party is? Yes, and there is an MTB Q&A code. There will be. It's 30% off. I feel gushy inside. Blair has been working hard on this fest. Yes, it's just, it floors me. Let's go back, and for some reason, we're going back to his website. I go to click. Oh, there it goes. Share this tab. Now this is where you can get your tickets. Where is it? Where'd it go?
So you go scroll up and then you select day.
Okay.
Go down.
Oh, choose a day. Here we go.
Yeah,
But see, you can get the merchandise. I'm buying one of those as soon as we get off.
Adam Mock designed that.
Yeah. Adam Mock is great at designing. He designed mine. Raffle tickets.
There they are.
There they are. 20. Come on, folks. This is for a good cause. You drop a C note, and then you just, are there going to be boxes by each bike or whatnot? And you just throw them in and.
No, so you're gonna purchase them online and or on the iPad. They'll be doing so everybody will have their codes. It'll be on your phone, so you'll have your 20, 50, 100 tickets. And then each day we're doing raffles every day, and then the last day we're doing the auctions too. But every day we're giving a bike away too.
Fantastic. Hold on, we're not done. Don't you go anywhere. You told your wife you're doing a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good. We're good. COVID-9. Where are the tickets?
So go up, and then it will say pick day.
Oh yeah. So it's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's just say on Friday. 1 day journal. Oh, so kids 10 and under.
It's actually changed. It's 12 and under now. Yeah, but yeah.
Come on in, Dad. Buy them a bike.
Yeah.
This is. I'm getting because it's not the QR code. I'm just getting excited now that we're getting on the website. Because again, did you do this?
Oh yeah, actually I did. I did do the foundation of it, and then I have Meg. Everybody knows Meg. She's helping me. She's perfecting it and making it really awesome. I just set it up just to get it set up. But yeah, Meg is actually, and you're going to see that here in the next week or so, what she's done. And she's amazing. And she'd been talking to me and hitting me up that she needed to do it. I mean, months and months ago. I've just been so busy and we had to get it on. But yeah, Meg she's taking this and going to run with it. But yeah.
I'm just, look at this right here. The 3-day pass. $104 for 3 days of awesomeness.
And you get 30% off if you do MTBQ.
Stop saying that. You're going to get But look at the deals, man. I mean, seriously, if you live close by, $100 a day you get the VIP lounge.
You know what's crazy, John?
What?
The Platinum VIP, I set it up like I knew probably no one would ever do that. And I was just kind of, we have Coast Film Festival that's going to be at the same grounds. And they do amazing films. They're small. It's for the independent films and short films. Mm-hmm. So it's probably 3 weeks after mine. And so this is their 7th year. And so he's been a huge inspiration to me and a mentor about how to do the festival and what not to do and all that. And, well, they had this Platinum VIP pass, and I was like, I'll just do it for the heck. That actually sold out. That was the first thing that sold out.
Wait, what?
I'm not even kidding. The Platinum VIP, yeah.
That's sold out. Well, you look at what you get with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't even talk about it because it's sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out. Yeah.
How many tickets are you? Is it a unlimited amount of, or do you have like the fire people going? We got to keep this to a certain amount.
So the Festival of Arts, supposedly there's not a limit. I mean, I'm like I said, I do architecture design and I work with the fire department. I know that there's got to be a limit, but because the city owns it, it's a fundraiser, nonprofit, and all that. But I really don't know. I don't know how many. I know that I know that usually a lot of the ticket sales get done here on out. We did do a teaser type a few months back just to do it, and I was even told by a Coast Film Fest, they're like, don't even waste your money to advertise because people don't. They usually buy that last month, the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And we sold almost 1,000 tickets, so it was like it was pretty amazing. So I don't know, and we working with a local travel agent, well, 2 travel agents, and they've been booking groups and people from Europe that are coming. But Laguna's it's a vacation, place too.
Yeah.
So
Never been.
it's
Hoping to
really
get.
good.
What else do we got here? We got the days, you get Laguna Beach Dirt Fondo.
Yeah, so that's the ride that's the longest. That's the only permitted approved ride race that's been in Laguna Beach, and we're bringing it on Saturday.
Wow.
That one's really fun.
Organizations, you get this is just cool.
Oh,
Wheelie
the wheelie contest. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. $1,000, first place.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, and there's 100. You limit to 100 entries.
Yeah, so we're only gonna have 100 total. We got different classes, but yeah, it's $1,000 for the longest wheelie. But there are going to be some secret things at the end because I know some of these kids and guys that ride these bikes, they can wheelie forever, and so we're gonna make it difficult for them the farther they go and when they get down to the nitty gritty. So
a little something up your sleeve.
And we got word that SE Bikes was actually going to be donating a bike because SE Bikes is one of the #1 bikes to do the wheelies on. And they're going to be donating supposedly a bike too for that wheelie contest, but we'll see.
SoCal scene keeps popping off. So many good things have come from this area, Adam Mock says. Adam, are you going?
He's not. He has a conference, I think, in
got to pay the bills. Oh man.
Maybe I'm gonna talk. Maybe we can do a FaceTime or a podcast or something where he's live on the big screen.
Dude, this is crazy. And I'm like I said, I'm FOMOing right now because not only do you got a lot of great events, the people there, it's going to be so amazing for you to see all that. I almost want to have you back after to get a feel. I will. Zach will be available that weekend. Well, I know what you should be doing, Zach. You should be going.
Zach has been a huge supporter for me from the beginning too. And I love Zach. I go watch it. He coaches our local high school football team.
Oh, wow.
But Zach is always. Everybody knows his story. But he's such a sweetheart. We ride together, and he's always been. In fact, he was one of the first ones that I did the "What Are You Riding" to Laguna Bicycle Festival. He was the first one I did that little promo video. But yeah, Zach's been a huge supporter.
Yeah, he's been a big supporter of this channel too. Appreciate you, Zach. Is there anything we're missing?
And I think we covered a lot. There's little things. Not little, no but I think the Laguna Beach Fire Department, they do a once a year pancake breakfast here in town. And so I'm working with them to every morning, early in the morning, they're going to do a pancake breakfast out in front of the festival for like the group rides and for the shuttles and stuff, which is really cool. We're going to do a national anthem every morning, a flag raise and a national anthem. I'm really big on that. And and huge supporter for, like I said, mental health, suicide awareness, and our military. And I just finished, we've confirmed, we just haven't finalized everything, but this group I told you earlier is called You Matter. Huge suicide. They do group rides, awareness for suicide, mental health, and then they do runs, but they're also in the military, and they're going to do I forget what it's called, I just went blank, but they're going to do the military national anthem.
Yeah.
I think it's called. And so that I reached out to the bomber crew, Fred and them, to be a part of it too, because they're obviously huge with military and that. So we're going to get all them together. So that's going to be a really neat thing too to do. So
it's I love the bomber crew guys. Who's sneezing?
Huh?
Someone sneeze? Oh, I thought I heard someone sneeze. I was going to say, bless you.
I'm looking in the comment. I'm looking in the comments. Did they sneeze?
Yeah, so, no, my buddy Dave from Maryland, he's like, is Laguna near Maryland? No, Adam is right, Dave. It is a short flight. So
Southwest.
get on a plane. Holy cow. This is a lot of fun just hearing about someone's dream coming to be, man. I don't have kids, so I have to be proud of someone, and I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. That's really sweet.
It's amazing that you did this. Now, where was I going with that? 3 days, cheapest you can get. What is it? Where were we at? So if you don't want to be a big baller, you can still get there. Where was it? $40. What is it? $40 a day pass.
$39, yeah. But with the mountain bike Q&A discount, 30%. It's even less. I think it's like 28 or 30. I don't know what that ends up being.
Because I mean, not everybody has 3 days to they have other things to do. But if you got a day, there is so much. Are you glad it's coming? Are you glad? Are you glad like it's okay? All the ducks are in order.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm almost kind of sad because the journeys. I always said the journey's the best part of it, and it's like it's so fun. I've met some amazing people, some lifetime relationships, and just I got to. It gave me a chance to like be a kid again. Like I get to just live bicycles and talk bicycles and rub elbows with legends, pro athletes that I had their posters on and just promote and raise money for like all kids bikes and ride for autism and the youth mountain bike and bike. And so it's been a blessing. So it's almost sad. Like I don't want it to end, but we have next year.
It bothers me, the whole journey thing. It's the destination.
Yeah.
And you're going to have hey, here's a question, because I'm a content creator and so are you and a bunch of these guys in the, will you see, do you have any content creators lined up
I do. So, Mountain Bike Alan's going to be doing it.
I like that guy.
Huh?
I met him at Adams the first time, but it was kind of like a high, whatever. And then this year we actually got to sit down, and he's a fun guy.
Cool. And then Mark, the segment they're going to do, I don't know how many, but he's going to do some podcasts there. And then I have a bunch of different podcasts that have huge followings that are more BMX, gravel, that type, that are East Coast and come in there. So yeah, there'll be a lot. Yeah.
Holy cow, dude! I've taken up so much of your time. I'm just blown away, dude. I'm blown away. And I know I a lot of vacation time, blah blah blah. But my wife isn't so much a mountain biker at all. And so these festivals that I go to, I went to, Ride and Shine. I went to Bentonville this year. You don't really have to be a mountain biker to go to this.
You don't have to be a biker. You can just be, it's more, exactly. The music, it's a festival. There's the history, there's the art, it's the art, food, amazing food. And you might, even if you don't ride or like bikes, I guess, you might change after this. So you never know.
Yeah. That's amazing. Honey, you hear that? Yeah. Sorry, Yarno. That's Finland. I guess if you went around the other way, no.
Hey, wait a second though. We have an incredible bike builder that's coming from Poland, and he's bringing his show bikes to the bike show. So it's not too
you left that out. Yes, this will be an epic event. And what I find interesting is, I've seen events. I just interviewed someone. The last podcast was someone who put together a mountain biking event, a content creator camp, which was fantastic. I missed out on that, but this is huge. You've sold 1,000 tickets already.
I don't know what I don't know what it's gonna happen because like the big brands, they don't even help promote until that week before. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But we'll see.
Kudos, kudos, kudos.
Oh, the wife got
on. Oh, this is Mrs. Air Blair. Thank you so much for having my hubby in the show today in support of the Laguna Beach Bike Fest. It's an honor, blessing to you and your family. Thank you, Mrs. Air Blair. It has been such a pleasure to have your husband on. Finally.
She's the air that I breathe. She's my wings beneath her. She's the wings beneath I'm the wings beneath her wings. Let's put it that way.
Oh man, I can't thank you enough. I'm glad we finally got together on this.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny. And I'm sorry I missed you at the Adam Mox thing. I wanted to go so bad because, like I said, I'm a huge supporter of the mental health and all. And Adam and I love Sky Park. That's one of my favorite places. But I crashed literally the day before. I think I either broke my elbow or my ribs literally the day before, so I couldn't make it on that one. But I would have been able to meet you finally and ride with you, but next year.
I can't believe I haven't crashed there yet. I live in Miami. This downhill stuff is not. It's not something I'm used to. So when I do it, it's cautiously. It's a slow roll, but I get down. It's so much fun, and everybody out there that goes there. My buddy says, "Hey, he's going to look into it now."
Awesome.
He's in Maryland. Michelle is so dope because she puts up with this guy who.
That's true. She does put up with me.
He had a dream, and now it's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Blair, thank you so much for doing this. I wish you nothing but great success with this, and I hope everything goes off without a hitch. Is that the saying?
Sounds good.
And yes, Mike, you're late, but thanks for showing up anyway. Run Bike Mike, folks. Mike Mitchell just made it. Again, hope everything goes off perfectly. You have the best time of your life, and you can sit back and just enjoy and watch your baby having fun and all the people with the smiles on their faces.
Brother Johnny, thank you so much. I'm a huge fan of yours too, and this is an honor to be on here, so thank you.
I appreciate the kind words, folks. I haven't had time. I'll put all the information down there. I haven't had the time to get all that stuff down there, but it will be down there tomorrow, along with the website. You can purchase tickets as well, and all of Blair's socials and stuff. If you are new, I don't think I've seen too many new people here. Like and subscribe if you're watching it later. Thank you guys for being here tonight, watching it live. We both really appreciate it. So if you can, go get your bike sturdy, folks.